Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Welcome to the Yogi Athlete online studio. My name is Adrian. I'm an Ayurveda health counselor, founder of hoolamamma, and co-founder of Yogi Athlete.
And my name is Amir Madison. I'm founder of Yogi Athlete, yoga instructor, and former professional football athlete.
Yep, so we have an online yoga studio now where each week we feature different classes throughout the week. All of them are donation based. So if you like what you hear today, definitely visit Venmo at Yogi Athlete and send whatever donation you are capable of sending in support to our programming. So if you haven't already, for today's mini workshop, definitely I'm going to allow yourself to get settled in. Grab a cup of tea if you haven't already.
Grab a notebook.
Yep.
Grab a pen.
If you have a journal, grab that, a sheet of paper, a pen. If you want to take notes, it's optional. So every Tuesday we have Tip of the Day Tuesdays, where we uncover different tips on how to balance the mind, body, and spirit the Ayurveda way. So it's all coming from an Ayurvedic perspective. So before we get into today's topic, which is how to boost your immunity and maintain vibrant health, before we get into that, I kind of want to break down what Ayurveda is with all of you. So if you're new to Ayurveda, that's great. If you have some understanding about Ayurveda, this is still really helpful too. But today's topic, which is super important for the time that our current world is going through right now, it's really important for us to maintain immunity and maintain that vibrant health while we're cooped up in our homes, sitting in our PJs. We definitely want to take care of this vessel first. So, what is Ayurveda? Ayurveda is an ancient holistic medical system that originated in India over 5,000 years ago. So, it is considered in many ways the mother of all healing arts. So, herbal medicine, polarity therapy, acupuncture, Reiki, all these things stem from Ayurveda and have their roots in Ayurvedic medicine. And another fun fact about Ayurveda is that it is the sister science of yoga. So in order to fully understand the philosophy of yoga and really dive into yoga, it's important to understand the philosophy of Ayurveda and vice versa. Any thoughts about that?
I'm tuning in.
Amir practices Ayurveda in such a special way here at our home, so he might as well be a health counselor himself.
Well, thank you, Adrian. But it's become, for me, a lifestyle. From Adrian incorporating this in our home, I've learned how to eat through my doshas, which next time she'll probably do a topic on doshas. Yeah. But just learning and understanding how to eat for your specific body, your temple, and it's really helped me in our journey a lot. So thank you.
So, sister science of yoga, and it is also preventative medicine. So when we think about the different forms of medicine, for example, we have Western or allopathic medicine. There's no good or bad form of medicine. All of it can work in collaboration with each other. So allopathic medicine or Western medicine is super beneficial for acute cases where you need medicine, fast-acting medicine now. If you break your leg or you get into an accident, for example, you're most likely not going to turn to Ayurvedic medicine. And when it comes to learning how to boost your immunity and learning how to maintain this healthy vessel, that is something where you can turn to Ayurveda for. So there's 2 principles of Ayurveda that I want to discuss before we get into today's immunity topic. So the first principle is the we are all parts of nature principle. So concepts of macrocosm and microcosm come into play. And if you take a look at everything in the universe, everything that you see, the trees, the plants, the produce that we eat, all of it, even the elements of the couch in your living room, all of it is composed of 5 elements. And so these 5 elements are ether, air, fire, water, and earth. So everything you see around you is composed of these elements, and at the same time, every single cell in our bodies is also made up of these 5 elements. We all have different amounts of these 5 elements, which explains why we all look differently, we all think differently. So we all have a different mental, physiological makeup because we all have different amounts of all of these elements. So when we consider healing from an Ayurvedic perspective, we take a look at nature to get back to balance. So that is the first principle. Second principle that I wanted to discuss with you all is the principle of natural pacification. So that means that through just diet and lifestyle, just those 2 things, if you work on the way that you eat and the way that you live your life, those 2 things alone can have a significant effect in decreasing any disease or imbalance in your body. All right?
Yes.
Great. So again, that's why this is considered preventative medicine. So that brings us to how can we use this form of preventative medicine to help us to boost our immunity and to maintain vibrant health from an Ayurvedic perspective. So there's 4 things that I want to go through, 4 different categories coming from an Ayurvedic perspective on how we can keep a healthy body and maintain a high immune system. So we'll discuss different herbs that you can take that will help to boost immunity, diet that can promote a healthy immune system. And when I say diet, I don't mean any fad diet that you hear about, such as the ketogenic diet or
smoothie diet,
the all raw diet, or a vegan diet. I'm not telling you to go vegan right now, but when I say diet, I'm mainly talking about how you consume your food and how you prepare your food. So we'll talk about herbs, we'll talk about diet that will help to boost immunity, lifestyle practices that will help to boost immunity, and last but not least, breath work, or in Sanskrit we call it Pranayama, so learning how to control your breathing. So first things first, herbs. What herbs can we take to help boost immunity? And one of my favorite herbs is tulsi, commonly known as holy basil, which we are currently drinking as we speak. So holy basil has a special, in Sanskrit we call it prabhab. So prabhab, if you were to translate that in English, it's kind of like saying this food or this herb has a very distinct characteristic that helps to solve this or helps to cure this. So tulsi or holy basil has a prabhab that helps to balance the respiratory system. It is so beneficial for the lungs. It is an antiviral and it's also antibacterial.
Can you tell the people where they can get holy basil?
Yeah, so if you visit your local grocery store, local health food markets, we actually got this tea from Trader Joe's when we were just walking down the street, but you can get this in a tea bag form. If you go to any of I know some of the health markets have herbs in bulk, so you'll be able to find loose leaf tulsi as well. So you can just throw that in a pot of hot water, let that steep, strain it, and then drink it as a tea. Another herb recommendation that I want to discuss with you all is CCFT. So in Ayurvedic medicine, you may hear this a lot. CCFT is one of my favorites, and Amir's favorite too. So what does CCFT stand for? It stands for cumin, coriander, and fennel. So these are all seeds. So when you make this tea, you're making equal amounts, you're steeping and boiling equal amounts of both cumin, coriander, and fennel, well, all three of those seeds. So you can do a teaspoon of each, put it in a pot of boiling water, and turn that into a tea. And I like to add a little bit of fresh ginger, so you can add a teaspoon of fresh ginger to that blend as well to help boost immunity. So CCFT is so commonly used in Ayurvedic healing because those three herbs in combination with one another help to balance and help to promote a healthy digestive system. So the reason why I bring this tea up in particular is because it is said that 99% of all diseases and imbalances in the body actually originate from the digestive system.
Write that down in your notes. You say that again?
99%. 99% of all diseases and imbalances in the body originates in the digestive system. So if you have a weak digestive system, or a weak Agni is what we call it in Sanskrit, or a digestive fire that is too high, for example, whether it's too weak or too high, you're not going to be able to fully digest the foods you eat properly. You won't be able to assimilate them properly. You won't be able to absorb them into your bloodstream and nourish your tissues in a proper way if your digestive fire, your Agni, your digestive system is not working at its optimal capacity. So CCFT with ginger to help promote immunity, and tulsi or holy basil. Any questions about that?
I think I'm good.
Okay.
Let's keep going.
The second category to help to boost immunity that I want to discuss is diet. So, like I mentioned before, not a fad diet, but mainly how to prepare your food and how to eat your food. So, I want you to think of emphasizing and focusing on fresh, warm cooked foods and produce. So right now there's a lot of things flying off the shelves, and a lot of them are frozen foods, a lot of them are processed foods. So believe it or not, I do want you to try as hard as you can to focus on freshly cooked meals at home using fresh produce and preparing warm cooked meals.
And take this time too. I mean, it's a lot of things that are going off the shelves, such as meat as well. So there's a lot of produce out there. So take this time to play around with plant-based food. Not saying that you have to be vegan or whatnot, but just take this time just to have fun with your food and be creative.
Yep. So making soups, stews, khichiris, all those warming, nourishing foods are definitely going to help boost immunity. Speaking of which, I just posted a vegetarian khichiri recipe on my blog, on my website, so we'll send the links We'll attach all the links below at this video so you can access that. But that recipe is packed with ginger and turmeric and cilantro and coconut and ghee if you consume ghee. So all these things will help to nourish your body, balance out the dhatus or the tissues in your body, and boost your digestive system and increase immunity. So it's a win-win on so many levels. So emphasize on warm, freshly cooked meals. Secondly, when it comes to diet, try to avoid iced foods, frozen foods, ice cold drinks, cold smoothies, frozen fruits, dairy, so all those thick, cold yogurts and cheeses. All of these things will promote mucus in the body, and when you have an overproduction of mucus, that leads to complications in your respiratory system and also complications in your immune system. So please, right now, especially as we enter the season of spring, which naturally the kapha dosha, which we'll get into in another episode, all of the doshas, kapha tends to be at its highest during spring. So all of these foods that are cold and thick and unctuous and sticky and frozen, those things will aggravate that dosha and aggravate the mucus production in the body. So you definitely want to stay away from those. Any questions about that? Am I missing anything in terms of diet?
Nope, we can keep moving.
Okay, so lifestyle is next, and we just want to talk about tips in creating a lifestyle that'll help to boost your immune system. So first things first, make sure that you are getting enough exercise and movement in the body. So practicing yoga, taking the Movement Mondays class that we have on the Yogi Athlete platform, which we just took yesterday. So if anybody took that class, probably experiencing very tight glutes.
I'm sore.
It was very hard for us to get up this morning, but it was so worth it. It was such a great time. So if you missed out on yesterday's class, definitely tune in to next Monday's Movement Monday class. Super fun. Make sure that you are getting enough exercise. Healthy sweat is good, so don't overdo it. Listen to your body and sweat in a way that's balancing for your body. Secondly, getting ample rest at the same time. So you want to make sure that you are getting enough sleep. I would recommend 7 to 8 hours of uninterrupted rest each night. And Amir actually pointed this out earlier today on our IG Live about, if you want to go into screen time.
Screen time, yes. Screen time, just notice your screen time towards the evening. You know, we have where we start to program a lot towards our brain is in the evening. You know, if you remember when you were younger, seeing these infomercials that come on at the middle of the night, and they just come on consistently, because that is a form of programming the mind when your conscious is at its low, but your subconscious is really feeding in information. So really be mindful of the media that you intake before you go to bed. Also, you can start meditation, about 5 to 10 minutes of meditation before you go to sleep, and start to just implement some positive affirmations towards yourself. I'm abundant, I'm strong, I'm vibrant, have a strong immune system, and follow that on to the next morning. So we also program the mind, the first thing we think about in the morning. So if you're someone, hopping on your phone in the morning, you know, take that time just to reset. You know, maybe brush your teeth before you get out of bed, but just take that time, 5 to 15 minutes or whatnot. Give yourself a nice meditation and program your mind for the day.
Yep. I actually have a friend who practices what she calls golden hour. So 1 hour upon waking up, there's no screen time, so no iPhone use, no tablet use, no computer, no TV. And then again, an hour prior to bedtime, that's when she'll cut off screen time. So no iPhone use, no Instagram, no TV, no tablet. And that really helps to, all that blue light that you're taking in from your screen in front of your face, that actually sets your circadian rhythm off kilter. So when you incorporate small practices such as implementing your own golden hour rule, you're helping to bring your circadian rhythm back into balance. So definitely be mindful of that. And kind of moving into consumption and all the things that we take in. So in Sanskrit, we call this ahara. Ahara can be in the form of food that we consume, water that we consume, information that we consume through our senses, and emotions that we consume or allow into our body. So we talked about food and water, but as far as information that we consume through our senses, such as listening to on the radio or watching on TV, we want to be mindful of what we're consuming and how much of that we're consuming. So right now in the world, there's so much going on. There's a lot of information from different angles, misinformation from different angles too. So you want to be mindful of what you're actually listening to, because the more you consume, the more of those thoughts and emotions that you're inviting into your body. So when you watch things that are scary and stressful, you're going to invite fear and stress and anxiety into the body.
We had one person from the IG Live that also commented, every time I cough now, I get scared because I think I have the virus or whatnot. But
yeah,
just think about that, with all the programming that's going on social media or whatnot, that's automatically going to bring out fear. So just be mindful of really what you're intaking.
Yeah, and we're not saying to not stay informed. Definitely still stay informed with what's going on in the world and keep up to date with the resources that are true and that will help you, such as the World Health Organization and
what's that, CDC?
And Center of Disease Control, so CDC and WHO, so World Health Organization. So definitely do stay up to date on how you can stay healthy during this time. But we wanted to just emphasize on how much you are consuming and being mindful and aware of how that's making you feel at this time. So like the friend that we just mentioned, the moment that you tell yourself that you are sick, for example, you're literally training on a microscopic level, you're literally training your body to think exactly what you are telling it to think. And it will then translate throughout your entire body, and then you may eventually feel sick. But if you shift that energy, if you shift that fear and anxiety into gratitude and abundance and love, you're going to change the chemical makeup of your body in so many ways. So
it all starts from the inside out, not from the outside in. So really be mindful of your internal thoughts, your internal emotions. Even if there's some times that you're feeling down, you can automatically tap in and change those emotions that are going on, and focusing on the breath, which Adrienne will be talking about.
Yep.
Too.
Yeah. So yeah, just be mindful of your ahara, all the things that you take in and consume. And last but not least, like Amir said, pranayama. I have to take a look at my notes because my brain is very vata, and if I don't write notes down, I'll forget. But the last components that I wanted to discuss that will help to boost immunity is pranayama. So that translates to the practice of learning how to control your breath, or breath work. So alternate nostril breathing, also known as nadi shodhana, is very, very, very beneficial in balancing out the body, balancing the 72,000 nadis or energy channels that we have within the body. It helps to boost immunity, it helps to calm the nerves, calm the senses, all around such a great tool to utilize. So if you are not sure how to practice this form of pranayama called nadi shodhana, or alternate nostril breathing, I actually do have a video up on my YouTube channel on how to practice alternate nostril breathing. And then every Wednesday morning on our Yogi Athlete IG Live platform at 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, we do a guided meditation and breathwork class, also donation-based, where you can tap in, practice a meditation class with us, and also learn how to do the alternate nostril breathing with us. So there's plenty of tools and plenty of knowledge to go around, but to kind of sum everything up that we just talked about, from an Ayurvedic perspective, there are so many ways on how you can boost your immune system, especially during this time, and also maintain this vibrant health that you have. So we talked about herbs. So holy basil, also known as tulsi, is great for boosting your immune system. And then we have the CCF which is cumin, coriander, and fennel tea, which you should get the seeds. Those have the essential oils that you need for your body. So definitely cook the seeds, throw in a little bit of ginger to boost immunity. Those are some great herbal recommendations for boosting your immunity. And then we have diet. How are we eating? How are we preparing our food? So definitely emphasize on warm, fresh cooked foods and avoid any frozen foods, ice cold drinks, frozen smoothies, dairy, milks, cheeses, yogurts. All of those help to promote mucus in the body, which is not good for your respiratory system or your immunity at this time. And then as far as lifestyle, making sure that you're getting enough exercise, also enough rest, being mindfully aware of what you're consuming through the information that you watch on Instagram or on the news, the types of foods that you're taking in, the breath that you're taking in, and then last but not least, practicing pranayama for learning how to control your breath. So again, I know this is a challenging time for many. We've definitely felt the hits as we operate a business that thrives on in-person events. We host quarterly events called Eat, Move, Meditate LA, and we meet in person and we gather as a community. So it's been hard for us as teachers and event curators to definitely keep this business going. So we feel for all the small businesses out there that are also struggling.
So keep supporting as much as you can, all small businesses, local, and yeah, we're all here, we're all in this together. So, you know, we're stronger together.
Yes. If you still have your pen and your journal with you, I just want you to write down this quick affirmation, just so that you know that we're here to support you. We're all in this together. But it's an affirmation that you may have heard me say before. But just grab your pen, grab your paper, and write down, I am healthy, I am safe, I am happy, and I am loved. Because we here, we love you. We'll continue to connect in whatever way the world is throwing at us right now. So we're really grateful that we can connect with you on this platform, and we hope to connect with you all in person very soon. Thank you so much for watching. We love you all. We miss you all. Stay tuned for more episodes. Tip of the Day Tuesdays will continue each week, every Tuesday, and we look forward to hearing from you soon.
All right, love you guys. See you
love
soon.
You. Have a beautiful day.